everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War with the Total Eras mod. Or the Eras mod. I don't know why I said total. I was thinking about Total Thoughts. That's what I had on my mind. Anyways, I've finished with the Polish army. The question is, though, who should command it? We've got quite a bit of different types of infantry, and then cavalry, lancers, and then light cavalry. I think these might be lancers as well. These are for sure lancers, because they're called lancers. Anyways, who should command it? Now we have 2 turns until a mystery general turns up. Or should I appoint any of these 2 generals, or should I wait? I kind of want to, like, if I can get Poniatowski, if that's it called, Prince Poniatowski, the Polish guy. If I could get him to command it, so when I even get a Polish general. But we'll see. Maybe it's too Polish? Can we trust them then? Right, so that's on the way. Their first target, most likely, will be heading to here, Cliffsmark, and take that from the Prussians when the war with the Prussians starts. Most likely what we're going to do today is we need to deal with the Mecklenburgers. So before, you noted that they had quite a full stack here. That is now underway. So somewhere, I'm not entirely sure where they are, but they're on the way. So we need to attack here before they make landfall, because, well, the garrison is smaller, easier to take. So we're going to go ahead and attack there. As for Denmark, it looks like the Danish have got quite a lot of troops. Given that it's a single province area, the fact that they've been able to muster 4 full stacks, it's kind of a lot of troops. Even if it's Denmark, I'm kind of thinking it would be quite hard to defeat them. In the case, though, going against Denmark, I think I would call on the Hanoverians and the Mecklenburgans to join me. Now, unfortunately, these are the 2 new, would be the 2 newest vassals, and would have few troops to bring in. So I guess I could bring in the Oldenburgers and the Hessians as well. Oldenburgers? The old hamburgers. That's what they're called. And maybe they could aid me. Or, what I could do is I could use my newly recruited fleet. Oh yes, I was supposed to name the captains of these. A number of these have been... it's going to be commanded by members. I think I wrote it up somewhere. And... I don't have it here, but they will be named. Most likely we're not going into battle for this video with the Navy. Or so I think. The British could attack. They are within range, actually. But hopefully they do not notice me. I'm going to head down here and we're going to pick up Grouchy as it takes on the Spanish and then the Sardinians. So we end the enemies within the Mediterranean. So that means that we would control everything on our allies here. So we would control everything in this. And then, of course, we are allied with the Ottomans. We're not allied with the Ottomans, but we're really good friends with the Ottomans. So that they're not going to go against me. So the only really is the Russians through the Black Sea, but that's very unlikely. And then the Austrians. Has Austria ever have a good navy? I wouldn't think so. So we would have supremacy in the Mediterranean, which is great. So the ships are on the way. And there's more ships being built as well. I know there were a few members that wanted larger ships. So I also have the Invincible, Commerce de Paris, Duc du Anglement. I don't know what that is. How you supposed to pronounce that? Should have maybe checked that. And the Majesty, I imagine this means. So quite a few bigger ships here. I think these are all maybe not 100 and I think there are between 106 and 122 guns on those ships. It's a lot bigger than the other ones we had previously given out. Right, so that's going on there. This is where we're gonna fight. Oh, what's this? The Danish, they have even more armies. They have 5 full stacks. And they've decided to land one to aid the Prussians? Odd. I have managed to get the Dutch to go ahead and declare war on the Swedish, I believe. Or no, the Danish. So I'm hoping the Dutch will land forces on the Danish. And we'll see about getting all these small vassals in against that. Down in Italy, we're starting to build more and more on the army down here. This is going to be kind of the Italian army. I don't know if this guy isn't, like, all my other generals are historical general. There's no Gisbert van der Hof. This is an imposter. So I'm contemplating removing him and putting someone else in charge of what's going to be a mix of Italian, and then as we've got the Hanoverian Legion here. So it's going to be Italians, Hanoverian Legion, and then probably add some Fusiliers and get some other funky troops. I know I have still quite a lot of these Carbineers and Dragoons. I think the 28th, if I'm not mistaken, at least in the 28th Dragoons, I believe, at least in Napoleon Total War 3, is a Belgian Dragoons. But I'm not sure. So I'm gonna get some other interesting cavalry units to be put into that army. Otherwise, we've got Napoleon here. He's gone ahead and we've moved around the artillery a little bit, and with that, Tunai has now been upgraded from a 12-pounder or an 8-pounder, I can't remember, to the Guard artillery now. So he's now part of the Guard artillery. Or if I move, I should have moved actually. I don't think I removed. Did I remove the gun? I think I gave it to another army. And then we've got horse-drawn horse battery of the Guard that's been moved down here. I recruited 2 of those, and that was mostly because now Kirkman's gunners are finally horse artillery. They're now horse artillery to be dragged up close to the enemy, and they are of the old Guard. Right. Is there anything else that I need to bring you up to speed on? I do not think so. Everything should be on the up and up now. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to attack Croatia. And we're going to take that as part of my invasion here of the Austrian. So we got 3 armies moving in to Austria. What we're probably going to do is we're going to go here. Then 2 of the armies going to head up towards Vienna, while 1 heads towards Belgrade. So we attack and take out the smaller areas at the same time. And then we head up towards here at the same time. Hopefully we will have situated ourselves well in this region with then 3 armies. So we would have Ney, Suchet, and whoever is in command of the Polish would make their attack on the rest of the Germans. So the Prussians, the Saxons. And moving forward here, I've gone ahead and made quite good friends with the Poles. So they are currently allied with the Austrians. I'm hoping we can break that and turn them into our friend instead. Probably it's going to happen anyway, since we're about to probably completely crush the Austrians as we go further here. But the further we go here, the more of these big stacks I'm seeing, like 5 for the Danish. And even though the Prussians and the Austrians have been fighting quite a bit, you can see that the Prussians have quite a few stacks. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then added on with the smaller units, we're almost up to 7. And that's just the part that we see. Then we don't know what they have in the rest of their country. As I know they did in fact fight the Polish, but then the Polish rebelled and got back again, and I don't know why they didn't go after them after that. So yeah, there's a lot going on. They were besieging Prague, but there's a fort there, so I think they have a problem getting through the forts. Enough talking though, let's go ahead and get some things on the way. Since we have Kirkman's new guns, I like the sound of that. And also, I think I rearranged the amount of the different troops, or perhaps I didn't. But let's go ahead and test out Kirkman's new guns. I would bring up Ney, but seeing as though the I think that would be unfair. We would simply have too many of our troops ready to strike. So I think Suchet is fine on his own. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, let's strike up the drum and march to the field of battle. Splitting our forces into 2 brigades, we've got the Germans on the left side. Actually, we've got the 26th, they should be on this side. And then the others on the right side. I've got the lights in the center. We've got the 8-pounder, it's going to move up here. Hussars on that side, we've got the 1st Hussars and just a Hussars squadron. And then on this side, I've got Kirkman's gunners, and then we have the 5th Hussars and Dragoons. Noah Culver, which should in fact be in skirmish in front of this brigade. Like that. And then, let's see, who else do we have in this? Napoleon Lesser and Eric. And then, is it one of the lights that's called something? I don't think I've named any of the others, right? That should be it. Let's go ahead and start. Gonna have the lights advance. Actually, I should probably start off with the artillery moving to position. So we'll have the Germans marching forward. Cavalry can sit behind that hill. And then we'll advance here. You might recognize the battlefield because we have apparently fought here once before. Kirkman's gunner is gonna slowly advance here. I'm gonna go ahead and micro them quite a lot more as we get closer. I'm pretty sure we've fought at this field once in the beginning. As we fought the Belgians? I'm not entirely sure. But we have definitely fought at this battlefield once before. The terrain might be slightly different. But yeah, I think you recognize it if I show you over here. Here is where sort of the last of the fighting took place. It's very similar. There was a bigger dip, I think. There was a bigger dip here. But otherwise, it's very much the same. And we were marching down through here, yeah. We've definitely fought on this ground, just slightly different topography than what we can see right now. As for my plan, I don't really have one. The enemy is within the town and set up within it in a weird way, so until they actually decide to where they're gonna leave the town and come up and face us, that is when I'll know how I should proceed. So right now we're just gaining ground and seeing if we can gain some good positions for artillery and troops. Got hussars and mounted Jaegers. Right, the enemy is conducting some attacks. I'm gonna order my men to set up here early to kind of keep them in place. What we've got here is the troops of Württemberg. We actually have one split off over there, and then we have the other burghers over here marching forward. Should probably put all the Württemberg regiments next to each other. And then the two lights, the 10th light and the 6th light. They're focusing all the cavalry right here. Going after the Germans, or are they going after my hussars? Not really interested in tangling with the enemy cavalry this early. Especially with my weaker hussar units. Let's see if we can't get all the Württembergers together. We'll drag the enemy close to the square and then shoot them down as they approach. Let's see. There. Fire at will. More or less point blank range, yeah. And the enemy was thwarted. Oh, and when I was focusing over there, I completely missed the fact that they're moving up the other two units of cavalry, which leaves my lights and the 8th pounders completely at the mercy of the enemy cavalry. I'm gonna see about withdrawing my cavalry to come around here. It looks like the enemy has failed to take or fully grasp their opportunity here, and they've gone for the square rather than against the lights and the cannon. What I can see though is that the enemy is now lining up to go and attack here, leaving the German brigade more or less without a foe, or they are drawing troops this way. So there will be a fight on this side as well, but it looks like most of the enemy troops are coming down here. The hussars will be ordered again to their place. Oh, their Jaegers are firing. And they're firing at the square. I'm going to order in the 5th Hussars. Dragoons will go back. Eric and the Trilliers suffering heavily, of course, being stuck in square while they are shooting. We will, however, drop these two squares. As they move forward here, there is a clear opportunity. The guns need to be pulled forward, the lights need to be moved forward. There's a clear opportunity where we can come down the hill at them. And it would also be time to figure out where Kirkman's gunners should sit. And I figure we'll put them right here. So quickly into place. And then Dragoons sitting in the forest ready to go around there. Right, the Hussars did their job. They're gonna sit on this side of the hill. The 8-pounders will be rolled up. We're trading fire here. Not in our favor currently. And that is to be expected as they are. We do hold the high ground. But they have the woods. As the lights start to open up here though, I think things will change. And they will change further as I get my 8-pounders into position here. And as more of the German brigade come in to fire at these guys. Kirkman's gunners is ready to deploy. The enemy is really close, but not really canister rate as of yet. Let's go ahead and order these guys around a little bit. We're gonna have to form square, unfortunately. I was hoping I could hold off on that and allow the guns. Oh, it's another bloody Jaeger unit, is it? And they took quite the amount of troops out of this. The was not really satisfied with the canister shot of these guns. Fire that way. Cavalry is coming back at this side. Do I have? That's... I need to reposition this slightly. We are suffering heavily here. The Württembergers will come in on a flank and see about getting rid of these, and the cavalry should close in. We're kind of stuck here. Dragoons move out. The enemy is clearly not coming out of the woods. Kirkman's gunners will fire round shot into the woods. Right, line. Line. Let's see about getting the dragoons around here, and that should aid. Right, enemy reinforcements are now coming in. There's lots of troops there in the woods. Should be plenty of target for Kirkman's gunners here. Good shot. We're being held up by a single bloody unit here. I don't know, I feel like this one's killed so many of us. Where this one's lost 50 men, this one's lost 10, 20 here. And he's not lost nearly enough, I'd say. Move up on the high ground. The enemy's artillery has now set up and starting to trade fire with us. I think his Kirkman's gunners fire right now seems to be pretty good. Finally, they are gone. The entire German brigade can now advance. And we'll get them to a really good position. These guys are going straight in to Eric's Trilliers. The light troops will advance. They're coming straight at the guns here. Not close enough for canister just yet. Dragoons are about to swing around. Heavy losses here. I'm gonna order in the general. And we're gonna order the hussars around as well. Okay, I think they're close enough for canister work now. I'm not sure what you're aiming for, so I'm gonna target enemies over here. Oh, the Jaegers! They're firing up our flank. I'm gonna order the... it's because the enemy reinforcements coming in from over there. I'm gonna order them into the attack instead. Eric needs to pull back a little bit. Generals arriving. Dragoons coming around. Right, fire straight at that as they advance. Generals here. Dragoons coming around. Let's see, my hussars coming around. They're gonna go after the enemy's cannons. You're gonna swing out now and fire on these. Good shot, but now I want the canister shots to go this way. Dragoons, go after the next one. Here comes the hussars. Going after the enemy's guns. 8-pounders, focus on this. I feel like canister through here should be pretty good shots. Switch to round shot. Right. Advance. Form into squares. These guys are broken. The 8-pounders should be focusing this way now. And we'll turn the Germans around. Break those bastards. Get up into position here. And keep running down these retreating troops. I felt like I moved over more hussars. We're missing one, aren't we? Oh, there. There's still some resistance among the force of the Mecklenburgs. Oh, bloody hell! The enemy was able to break one of the squares. I think the problem was that it formed right into the enemy unit. Right, Kirkman's gunners just got rid of this unit. The 3rd Hussars is now in fighting here. There's a cavalry unit. Keep chasing these guys down. Good. But now we need to move you guys. We'll advance, 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 advance. It's breaking. He's breaking down yet another square. Form square, and then, yep, he just broke another square. Hold fire, as you're gonna probably shoot friendlies there. And then when you get better, god damn these mounted Jaegers. Well, you won't have the power to go through a third one.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
It's the cavalry that's tired. But I kind of need them to destroy the enemy here. Okay, there's no point in being in square any longer. And I will now order the what remains of the German brigade to face the enemy that's coming on here. With the lights going through the woods. And then these three will deal with the last, the lifeguard grenadiers. And then Kirkman's gunner will slowly make his way across there. And hopefully by the time he arrives, we will have destroyed the guard grenadiers. Napoleon Lesser is ordered to halt and deal with it, together with the rest, the 26th and Eric of the Trillier Grenadier. Right, they're gone. Continue on and make sure that you come up here and aid the German brigade. Cavalry will move forward to slaughter the retreating troops. Not great angle. Was there no more reinforcements troop? Because at this point, I mean, if I beat this guy really quickly, we will win. Because they won't be able to bring in... they won't have time to bring in more reinforcements. I will order the German brigade to quickly take position against the enemy. And advance in good order. You do not have much of an angle, do you? Because they're hiding behind that house. We've got Kirkman's gunners coming up though. And I'm thinking if I can deploy them here with canister or round shot, they should be able to destroy that enemy pretty quickly. And victory will have been gained within 20 minutes. Risky, of course, deploying this close. But the German brigade is right next to it. Right. The guns are up. And ready to deploy. And as of yet, no more reinforcements are turning up. Yeah, now they're shooting. Good. What range are we at? It's not really canister range, so it's gonna be round shot. It's a perfect angle though, I'd say. To, oh no, they're moving. It was the perfect angle. It could still actually be. If I order them specifically to fire through here. The AI wants to act a little bit stupid. Perfect shot. Are they close now enough for canister? Do not fire up the back of friendly. The German brigade has suffered enough. Head around and come that way. Now canister will do its job. There are 5 guns, or I mean, we've got 5 trains, but only 4 guns. Alright, there they go. They are broken. And just as the final shot goes in, victory is achieved. Wonderful. $3,000 roughly deployed on either side. The exact numbers are 3,247 on our side against 3,500 on the side of the Mecklenburgers. We ended up losing 1,000 troops, which leaves us at 2,300 roughly, while the enemy lost basically their entire force, with only 152 making it out of there. Unfortunately, the German brigade suffered heavily. I wasn't planning on putting them in such a heavy fight, but really what broke them down was those pesky mounted Jaegers that was able to ride up and shoot them in the back. And we look at the kills. Cavalry is up front, followed by the horse-drawn artillery. Kirkman's gunners suffering 1 casualty, doing 313 damage. And then Trillier Grenadier de la Garde. Could that be Eric's unit? Followed by all the rest of the unit as we go along here. With that, Mecklenburg is no more, or well, no more in a certain sense. We'll go ahead and liberate the region. We did not get any troops from Mecklenburg, so I think it's safe to say that we wouldn't have been able to recruit any troops from that area either. Right, it's under our control. Now, going against Denmark, will probably just be too arduous of a journey, really. Like, fighting our way through all of this to capture Denmark? I think it's best that we save our powder and concentrate instead on the Prussians. The replenishment rate is pretty okay here. It's even better in Hanover though, because of the big supply depot. So I think we'll go ahead and head back. Unfortunately, that was a bad idea. I should have stayed within Mecklenburg, since I wouldn't have made it all the way. I'm currently in Danish territory, which is not great. My agent... I don't have an agent infiltrating Berlin, in fact. Infiltration is 55% chance. Here is a lot higher. Saturn, Pomerania is where the agent will strike. And I've been keeping an agent here, kind of seeing what they're doing. What I could be doing, though, is I could be setting up an infiltrating Saxony, and that will keep this area under control. Or I could see the area, which could probably work quite well for the purposes. With that, I do not have any moves. Now it'll be interesting to see how the enemy responds to this. One of the things that I have been noticing is the British are setting up a lot of armies with their navies. We got 2 expeditionary forces set up here. I think there's 2. There's actually 3! And then there's a 4th one over here. And even with that, there's another 2, 3, 4, like 5 full stacks. Even with the 4, they seem to be ready to send away. I do not think that I'm ready to tangle with the British Navy, though. If we're ever be ready for that. Something I am ready for, though, is to end turn. So let's go ahead and do just that. Units recruited, 28th Dragoons. We've got a frigate being recruited, actually 3. Where 2 of them are carronade frigates. And construction of roads. Now, the Danish did not attack, which is, thank God. Given the amount of troops they had, they would easily have crushed us. We should set ourselves ready along the way here, ready to attack Berlin once the order is given. And then, of course, I will finalize this attack. Perhaps. It will drag in the entire force here. I think we have had enough for today. I would have liked to added this to as a victory for this video, but clearly that's not the case. We're also going to bring up more of the armies moving through here. That will be the start of the next video. So we're moving those forces over there. No more units here, but oh yeah, that's the 12-pounder that was whoever it was before is now part of this army. We've got a lot of Fusiliers. Let's see. We're waiting for 2 units. So 2 units, leaving 4 open for cavalry. Yes, then the entire Fusilier force will move to reinforce the armies going through here. So we'll be able to keep going even after heavy defeats, where we'll cycle the troops back and put Fusiliers forward. I have... let's see, there's no other smaller moves that need to be made, but my fleet did get attacked here against the British. Now it put us at a chance of 50-50, which I'm not entirely sure is actually correct. What I'm thinking here is what if I pay the Dutch now to go ahead and declare war on the British, and then I attack. In that case, we would actually have, I would say, quite the... I forgot to set up trade with Mecklenburg. Then I would say we would have more of a chance bringing in the Dutch Navy. However, getting the Dutch to declare war on Great Britain is probably going to take quite a lot of money. Bringing down the British Navy is such a great prestige victory that I'm ready to pay the Dutch 20,000, and they regret it. How about... okay, join, and I'll be willing... I'm making so much money. 35,000 gold. A satisfactory deal. Wonderful. Then, I'll just make sure that I name the ships before we go into battle here. But that means that I will be able to go into battle, and I will be bringing the Dutch Navy with me, and hopefully here we'll not have a Trafalgar, but we'll have... wait, did they win any battle? They don't... what navy battle has the French won against the British? Any notable one? I can't think of one. Especially, well, clearly not during Napoleonic Wars. We're about to make history then. But first, let's put the captains on the right ship. Unfortunately, I was not able to change history here with a French naval victory, but it was still a valiant defeat. The Dutch did not join us in the battle. We had to go in alone, which meant we were outnumbered by 4 ships. However, those 4 ships were in fact smaller frigates, so they did not pose that much of a problem. Really it came down to one enemy ship, one 80-gun enemy ship, Pallas. P-A-L-L-S. Pallas. That was the one that really brought us down. If we go ahead and take a closer look here, though, we can see that unfortunately we lost Achilles and can't remember the name of this one. Both of those ships, the 74-gun ship, surrendered. Nick's ship was also surrendered as he was boarded and surrounded. So he was unfortunately taken over, and he's probably captive back in England now. Matthias' ship, though, which also carried the Admiral, exploded catastrophically as the ship caught on fire. However, it should be mentioned here that, as you probably saw in the cinematic, as Matthias' ship exploded, it actually took an enemy ship with it, the Liberator. And in turn, the Liberator, once that was ready to explode, took another British ship with it. So, as Matthias' ship died, or it took with it 2 British ships as it died. So it was revenge beyond the grave. In terms of roleplay purposes, we'll say that both Nick and Matthias are now captured by the British, and they will not be returning until we are able to rebuild these ships or given command of other ships. But currently they are being kept then back in England. Overall, it was not... I mean, it was a valiant defeat. We put up a really good fight. And, I mean, given the circumstances, I'm quite pleased, but I probably should have not have gone ahead and attacked here. This, of course, is going to make it harder for me to conduct my invasions in the Mediterranean. I still have ships in the Mediterranean that I can pull from. The ships, the trade fleet has a number of warships protecting it, which I can use. Plus, of course, there was 3 frigates being built in the Mediterranean, which can be put to use in those invasions. And hopefully, we do not end up with Marshal Grouchy sunk to the bottom of the sea with the navy. But, yeah, unfortunately, a valiant defeat for the French Navy. We're going to go ahead and immediately start to repair these ships. The British ships, though, they were so bloody well torn up that I think a secondary battle with similar resources, we would definitely win. And that's why I'm a little bit worried that the Dutch will now swoop in and take control of that fleet. Currently, I'm not building anything here. I am building ships here. So we've got the Invincible coming in 2 turns, and the Invincible is a 106 gun ship, so that's bigger than anything the British got here. Plus these 2. Oh, wait, I just noticed this. Damn it, the British have landed another force. I was worried about the fleet. They landed this force? Or, god damn it, they're landing... I knew there was going to be continuous fighting in the Spanish Peninsula as the British tries to go ahead and retake it. Or retake it for the Spanish. They'll probably take it for themselves, knowing the British. Damn. Okay, so there'll be... The arms race has started. It started with a valiant defeat, but eventually The French Navy will learn, and the French Navy will be victorious. Something that I need to probably think about is actually adding some of the naval technologies and stuff like that. There's some technologies I could probably look at that could improve our ability at sea, like I think reduces reloading time and stuff like that. And foraging is not at sea. Steam-powered ships. There are possibly some possibilities that could be looked upon. Well then, since the British force has landed here and the fleet was sunk, more or less, by the British, Grouchy should then move to protect Madrid rather than heading for the last Spanish holdings in Europe. But with that, we've done plenty enough for this episode, so I will go ahead and end. And we'll end on the same note as we always do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. And hopefully, I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.